Fwed! Hey Smeggies, and yes Fwed, I know, my stomach is starting to resemble yours.
Hey, I was born this way.
We also on Skyhawk.
Do you start?
Well, let's not talk about my weight. We can all see my t-shirts are starting to strain. I don't need the reminder. I know I need to start running again and stop flapping my hands about. What I do want to talk about is hypochondria. You want to talk about travelling through space at the speed of light? How about you travelling at the speed of a barrel that I'll put you in falling down a hill? Fine, what is a hyperanaconda? One day I'll unclone him. Hypochondria is chronic and abnormal anxiety about imaginary symptoms and ailments. In other words, it's when someone thinks that there's something wrong with them, but the symptoms are all in their heads. I know this to be true because I've had hypochondria my whole life. When someone tells me about symptoms relating to an ailment they've just had, within an hour my body feels those symptoms. Are you like Deanna Troi from Star Trek? She's from Star Trek The Next Generation. I wish you'd stop getting them confused. And in answer to your question, no. This is what hypochondria is. I have it so bad that once upon a time someone told me that if the top of your head starts tingling, that means you're going bald. And then over a course of a few months after that, my head started tingling. If someone tells me that they've had chest pains recently, I start getting chest pains. Or just sometimes a simple headache. I already know what a headache feels like anyway. However, I've learned how to control my hypochondria over the years, to recognise when it isn't real. Like my tingling head situation. I realised that it was my hypochondria and one day it just stopped. And look, I don't look like Friar Tuck. It was all in my head, as opposed to on top of it. Anyone with hypochondria can teach themselves to recognise whether it's real or not. I mean, if I can, so can every other hypochondriac. In the end, most of these symptoms are all up here, in the head. It's just a case of recognising where you've heard or read these from, realise that they are fake.
Like a Kardashian.
Once that thought occurs, the pretend ailment will alleviate. I've been reading that dictionary far too much. I learnt this years ago, and now I'm pretty good at recognising a fake ailment.
I want to next week.
Hey!
However, sometimes it isn't hypochondria though. Take this zit for instance. I've had it for 2 months. 2. It won't go away. I've tried all sorts. A chainsaw, Dr. Robotnik's laser, Fwed's bottom, WD-40, slamming a door onto it. I've rubbed ketchup on it. And now I've had to resort to desperate measures. Clearasil. But I know it's real because I can see it. Very clearly. In fact, when I'm outside, satellites in the sky can see it. This leads me to why my exercising has lacked of late. My hands are up again. My back, neck and shoulder problems do not want to go away. I've had them for 6 years now. I go for a run, my neck hurts the next day. I don't know, I'm confused about that too. It's not like I go running on my head. But this gets me to thinking. Yes, I know that's dangerous. What if some of these aches and pains are actually in my head? I know it's not the neck situation because when that hurts, I can't look left. I also know my spine is in pain because when I see my chiropractor and she works on it, she tells me how tense it is. But the rest? What if it's my body using my hypochondria to make me think I'm aching to stop me going running? Huh. Nah, I'm just lazy.
We could have told you that.
If any of you have got hypochondria, try to take control of it like I have. Trust me, it makes life a little easier. Anyway, it's time for me to go. Thanks for watching and subscribing if you have. Until the next time, peace out. My finger hurts from picking my nose. Nope, didn't work. Darn it. But I have to tell you, my legs feel tired and weak. I have Hypochondriac too. Well, you are my clone. So yeah, I do actually have hypochondria, I wasn't joking. But I do sometimes wonder about my ailments, my problems, you know, my neck, my back, my shoulder. And I do think sometimes, have I actually got all these problems? I mean, I know I've got some of them, but have I got all of them? Or is it just my hypochondria that's sort of made it bigger, made it larger, or just kept it ingrained in my brain so that it's always there even though it's probably gone away? I mean, these days I know that I get my neck pain quite often. And I know my spine does because, like I said, my chiropractor works on it and she feels that it's so. But what about everything else that I feel? You know, like muscle pain, for example. Is that up here? Something worth thinking about, isn't it? No, in my look, it's all fake and it's in my head. Better not be. It's not. Trust me.